You've got post-sunset Ravi over here, and you may hear my lovely cockerels in the background as I enjoy my final day or evening in this lovely beach town called Sirali. And the information that I'm blessed to give you today is one of the most crucial modules when it comes to actual implementation. What will make you successful in implementing these ideas and executing the Black Swan operator method and actualizing the fruits of Black Swan operator theory is your thinking. To understand the deep art of what we are doing, you have to change the way you look at the biological healing process. And what you have to do is understand that if you have not got consistency and focus, if you're not getting up in the morning with clarity and drive and truly wanting to be in this world and work on your mission, and if you're not going to bed content, happy that you did enough and feeling pleased with how your life is going, and if you've got issues with energy and procrastination and just things aren't going the way you want them to go, and you know there's levels that you're not tapping into, you will only break through and get to the other side of this experience if you understand how to actually charge the human battery and what that process looks like. Because here's the blunt facts. What stops most people isn't necessarily the method being difficult or complex, but how they think about the healing process and the decisions they make that cause them to fail. The decisions that make them fail are related to how they see progress, how they see recovery, and frankly, their lack of understanding of recovery. Recovery isn't linear, there's levels. Recovery, as you're going through actually healing your mitochondria, brings healing crises. I always tell everyone when they start working with me and in the Breakthrough Engine and joining the 6-month program, as you do this and get better, you're going to feel worse for a day or two. And that's the first waypoint that you have to cross. And the first mindset shift that you need to get is that when that happens, you need to wear it as a badge of honor that the methodology is working. And you need to understand everyone who succeeded got to that moment, took it as a badge of honor, and kept going. Those who were defeated, and unfortunately I've seen many of them, even people I care about, my friends who I helped, got to where their symptoms got worse and they threw in the towel. Short-sighted thinking. Oh no, I can't afford to take this off work, or no, this is too difficult, or whatever the case may be. And they stay in the burnout loop for 5-6 years in their own stubborn patterns, and they won't change, and they are not going to make it. They're never going to be well. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Maybe they'll be ready in a few years, but I've seen many who they just couldn't get the thinking. And here's what you need to get right. Healing, we reframe it as a quantum electrical reboot. When you have symptoms spiking, it's your voltage just testing and recalibrating. When your fatigue waves come on, it's because your ATP production has been restarted, but maybe sympathetic tone and parasympathetic tone isn't there to accommodate it just yet. There may be increases in anxiety temporarily, or flat affect is very common. You just feel like there's no drive. You don't even want to be here. You just want to lay in bed. All of these things you have to understand are what happens when you're actually charging your battery. The example I'll give is this. You've got a dysfunctional building site. Nothing's getting done. Nothing's getting built. It's all a total shit show. The workers aren't showing up on time. Half of them have got alcoholism. The foreman doesn't know what he's doing. The suppliers don't deliver the concrete and the tiles and the wiring, and it's just a total mess. So if we're going into that building site where everything is just a total joke, in order to change that and get things functioning again, there's a tremendous amount that's going to have to change and hard decisions that are going to have to be made. including firing the foreman, including firing members of staff, including getting a new team in place, including getting better systems in place, better training in place, better monitoring in place, better contracts in place in relation to suppliers, better monitoring of those things, actual deadlines, actual robust protocols to get things done. Great leadership, great employees, great culture. All of that is going to take tremendous amounts of work. And the same thing happens to the body. When your mitochondria are starting to be charged by using the method, when the battery's starting to get some charge, the first thing it does is, oh, there's a bunch of inflammation around here. There's a bunch of dysfunctional mitochondria, misfolded proteins, and mutated mitochondria. But I've got a bit of fuel now. I think I'll allocate it to healing. And it does. And you can't get out of bed that day. Or your affect is utterly dead. You don't want to do anything. When that happens, right, when redox rises, biology reopens suppressed pathways. And that's why healing often feels worse before it feels better. So the core black swan principles that you have to understand at the start, as you're going through mitochondrial biogenesis, you're building new power plants inside your cells, right? And every new mitochondrion you develop is higher redox potential. Your ceiling is going up, new baseline, right? So how you want to look at healing, it's not just about feeling better, it's about building the infrastructure to become more electrically dense, to exist at a higher plane. And what's going to happen as you're going through this, you're going to go through these healing crises, which are detox of dead electrical cells, purging dead and senescent material, cells that aren't working very well, and it's going to trigger fevers, inflammation, headache, fatigue. But you have to see that as progress. You have to, right? Discomfort is the data your biology uses to tell you voltage is returning. So the pathway, the first things that are going to happen as you do the program, you're going to go through possibly some keto flu. As your body goes through metabolic changes, you're going to go through some purging and some cleansing reactions. You're going to feel worse. The big thing is you're going to have flat affect where you don't want to do anything. You have no motivational drive. Okay, that's going to happen quite early. And that is how you heal. And on the other side of it, you are better than ever because your cells are better than ever. So biology heals in sine waves. It's not straight lines, right? And you have to be flexible in this. Otherwise, you'll be a statistic like every other complete fool, idiot, who when they're having some negative experiences in the short term, they completely throw caution to the wind and start again. Oh, it's not working, this, that. And I've seen these people stay in the same place for 5 years. And I frankly don't think some of these people are ever going to heal. And they're going to just suffer on for the rest of their days. It's idiotic because they won't change their internal frame of looking at healing. And they're too stubborn. And they're in their patterns too deeply. And that's unfortunate. And I can't save everyone. But those who are open, who are willing to do the work, we can get somewhere really special, believe me. So every crash you're going to have is going to result in a higher ceiling once you recharge your redox after that. It happens every time. I had a massive crash in Poland, one of the worst crashes ever, and then came to Sorali and had the opportunity to raise my redox again and then go through like really fascinating insights and changes within myself. Really great. And that's the game. That's how it works, right? So you'll go through healing and it will follow a quantum leap, all right? So at the highest level, like this is a multi-year process of lowering heteroplasmy rate. Heteroplasmy rate is like your mitochondrial health, right? It's the real marker of biological aging. It's the distance of respiratory proteins in the mitochondria. And the closer they are together, the more biologically healthy you are, right? So our journey as you do this work, beyond even the 6 months, your long-term goal is about lowering heteroplasmy rate, and there's more advanced protocols. There's a lot of other things that we can do here, but that is how you become a true black swan. Well, you're not leaking any electrons, where every facet of your ability and drive is online, and you can just unlock unlimited potential. That is a journey. It has twists and turns, and it requires, yes, some guidance and mindset. And there's different students at different levels, but that's why we've got the 180-day program and the opportunity to stay in that container beyond that for a lower continuity rate. And that's how it is, ladies and gents. The process can feel slow at times because nature rebuilds with precision. And if you do it, you get to live a healthy, happy, powerful, strong, effortlessly successful life. That is Black Swan operator theory. And that is how we look at success. And when you do these things, you get to be who you're in this world to be. With robust, healthy, happy, successful, thriving health and effortless deep workability to unlock any achievement you need to unlock, you just have to bring the intent and it flows effortlessly. And that, my friends, is quantum remodeling.